Fill it.
Oh, God! Oh,
Great.
oh,
Bill, are you all right?
oh.
Come on in. We'll get you a hepatitis shot. Come on in, Bill.
It's so peaceful. It's so peaceful. Wait. It's like it's not a opportunity.
Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, Billy. Atta boy. Come on in, Bill. Here we go. Here he comes. Come on in, buddy. Here we go. Yes, sir. Yeah, buddy. Bill, how you doing?
Good.
That looked refreshing. Did you enjoy that?
You know, New York City water, man. Right out of the hydrant.
Bill, how's your summer going? You look like it's going well. You seem relaxed, happy, ready to go?
Yeah, like a clam, Dave, like a clam. Tough on the outside and kind of funky on the inside, yeah.
And Bill, we have some photos here. I believe these are all of you. You tell us what we're looking at.
Yeah. Well, that's the original sort of Jimi Hendrix outfit from Monterey Pop. I was wearing that at this, I was a sort of MC of the Crossroads Festival that Eric Clapton throws in Chicago, and it was fun.
Wow.
Oh, there's that
Here
guy.
we go. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
King.
This is a very slimming outfit, Dave. You should wear it.
Now,
Really nice.
is it is it true that you actually attended the funeral for Elvis Presley?
Yes, I did. I just gotten on Saturday Night Live, and Elvis died, and although I liked Elvis, I wasn't an enormous guy, but I knew there was something I was never going to see again. And I went standby. I went standby to Memphis from New York, and I was the 27th person on the standby list when I got on the flight. And I got there and went right to the place, and they just finished the viewing, the public viewing. But I met a guy who was like a media photographer fellow there, and he, we ended up walking around all around the town that whole night. And I got to ride in the bus, in the press bus, right in front of the funeral cortege. And it was an amazing thing to see. It was very hot, and there were just hundreds of thousands of people gathered underneath overpasses in the shade waiting for it. It was very powerful. This is a long story. You got time?
Yeah.
And we already got to the funeral before the cars even pulled out of the Graceland. And the car turned on. Never forget it. The car turned on and turned, and it went down Elvis Presley Boulevard at about 3.5 miles an hour. When you saw it at that speed, it was like, oh, talk about the last ride. This is it. And we were in the cemetery and by a TV truck, and they had monitors and cameras and monitors watching it. And there was a riot at the gates of the cemetery. Because people trying to get in, they weren't letting people in. And I thought, this is something I got to see. I started running to see it, And by the time I got there, all of a sudden, just as I came up on a hill, and all of a sudden this motorcade came out, and it was leading the hearse, and these cops looked at me like, move, and you're dead. You know, because it's just a nut running through the cemetery.
Right.
And I looked, and I was standing right at his mother's grave. It was really, really eerie thing that happened. But it was an amazing experience to see all the emotion, all the people. I mean, the one funny thing was that we went back sort of to across the street from Graceland, which back then was like a red, white, and blue hamburger place. Now it's just Elvis Presley memorabilia. But back then, and I remember this rumbling, like Buick, like about an 11-year-old Buick came in, looked at, with Michigan plates, and these two guys who looked like they'd been driving all night for Michigan, and they rolled down the window and said, "Is there a reception?" It was just like,
of course.
Why not? Why
Yeah,
not?
of course. And you guys are, of course, invited.
Yeah.
That's a tremendous, tremendous memory.
It really was.
See, now that's what I like about you. You had the wisdom, the vision, the foresight, the cultural knowledge to know that it was important to be there for that event. And by God, you went and showed up. A lot of people will say they were there. You, my friend, are the real deal.
You know, there are people that would say I just died in a dumpster too. You know.
Well, it's the same qualities that we adore.
Yeah, right.
It's the same deal.
You're right.
Now I've known this about you for how you doing, guys?
Hey, Paul.
How long have you known Paul?
I have known Paul since I first came to New York City, 1974, on the National Influence Radio hour.
Right.
And he was a Canadian god then, and he still is today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When you were first working in films, after you were, well, you did both for a while, television and films. Who were the guys that when you would see the actors who were still working from your childhood that you would admire, that really got your attention?
Well, there were guys. I mean, you know, when you're a little kid, you don't see very many movies. You just see movies that are in black and white on late night television. You know, you see like Jimmy Cagney, and I never really saw Jimmy Cagney, but I did see Jimmy Stewart once. It was a good Stewart. That starred Jimmy Stewart. I just made Ghostbusters, and it was a big hit. And I'd moved to Paris, and I was living in Paris, and they said, "You want to come down to the Cannes Film Festival, just as our guest, because you know, just because." So, and there's a famous hotel down there called Hotel du Cap. Is that what it's called? I think that's what it's called. And it's an amazing place. It's beautiful. It's right on the Riviera, right on the water. I got there with sunset. I thought, oh God, this is the greatest thing that's ever going to happen to me. Ended up raining the entire rest of the week. It was ridiculous. And guys taking you around going, usually there are people here, you know, they're often there are topless women here, and people are eating lunch all the time here. It was just like a death ride all the time. And all these movie stars were trapped in this very famous hotel, and none of them could go anywhere. And it was one of those great Hollywood moments where, you know, nature just messes with, you know, the celebrity, and they just, I've had it happen twice. Once in an agency where the power went off was another good story too. But I remember walking around in this thing, and all these people were trapped because they have no outdoor skills. They have no sort of, you know. And there was all these movie stars trapped. It's like 250 of them in this much space, kind of going like bouncing off each other. And I remember seeing Jimmy Stewart. I walked up and I said, I just want to say, you know, I really think I really appreciate all the work you've done. Oh, thank you. That's real kind. Pardon me, I'm trying to cash a check.
We'll be right back with Bill Murray, everybody.
Closed captioning brought to you in part by Tim Hortons' new cheddar cheese bagel with real cheddar baked right on top. Enjoy it toasted and buttered. It's the Cheese Lover's Bagel.
Looks like it's time for a party. It's the Drake's 39th birthday party, and you get the gifts. 39% off any individual furniture item. Plus, all appliances and TVs are marked down or clearance price. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only.
check out the Snore Fest.
No kidding, let's get a pulse going here. This should do the trick.
Some people just can't hold their comedy.
Yeah.
Now you can make your movie night even more fun. Collect 8 pouch stops and get 2 free movie tickets. See in store for details.
Where does depression hurt? Everywhere. Who does depression hurt? Everyone. You know you can feel it emotionally, but did you know you can also feel it physically? There are treatments that work on both the emotional and unpleasant physical symptoms of depression. Visit depressionhurts.ca to learn more about these symptoms. Then talk to your doctor. Depression hurts, but you don't have to.
Hi! We're here to show you one of these new salads. You see, they all start here in these fields. They're right. Hey, there's a handsome row of romaine. There's also fresh sliced tomatoes, crisp apples. From our BLT cob to our apple pecan chicken, they're all new salads.
Okay, stop.
Why?
You'll see. I'm a giant artist.
Well, I was driving.
You know when it's real.
Swiffer Wet Jet absorbs and traps so much dirt, you may never go back to your old mop.
Hey, Mom! Want to suck up dirt and grime like Swiffer Wet Jet? Then try the Absorba-Straw! Now you're getting it!
Sorry, Mop, but Swiffer Wet Jet has a dirt-dissolving solution and super absorbent pads that trap and lock dirty water deep inside the gradient core, while Mop can just spread it around. Swiffer cleans better for your money back.
With a busy career, it's hard to make time to go out and meet someone. But with Quest, you are just seconds away from having the best time.
All you have to do is record a simple greeting, and in seconds, you'll be receiving hundreds of messages.
Quest is different than those other lines. Quest is fun, it's safe, and you decide who you want to talk with.
There's no better time than right now to call Quest.
Long-distance charges may apply. 18 plus First Media.
It's the Brick's 39th birthday party, and you get the gifts. Get this premium special edition City Posturepedic 60th anniversary sleep set for only $13.99. And get this Samsung 42-inch HD TV free. It's the biggest party of the year. The Brick.
Bill Murray, ladies and gentlemen. Now, so sometimes when I'm doing this show and there's an unusual moment or a difficult moment, potentially, I know that I don't have the skills requisite to work around it or work through it. So I always think to myself, I think to myself, if I could just imagine what Johnny Carson would do, I will try to remember and do what he did. Now, when you mentioned Jimmy Stewart...
Well, I've seen that thing. It's what would JC do?
Yeah.
Sure.
That's it, exactly. Do you ever have moments like that with, say, Jimmy Stewart when you're doing a role or being filmed for anything?
That's a good one. Let's see. I don't know why Sharon Stone pops into my head right now. I have no idea. I have no idea, you know, but she's like a true creature. She really is a creature, you know. That's all I got to say. I just think she's a creature. But, you know, you watch that Casino, and the more you watch that Casino, you realize this person's nuts. You know? It's really a great performance, that Casino. But do I ever think of what someone would do? I don't know. You know, I try to think of like all the great people I ever knew that were in any realm. They always just tried to relax. It was always like the more relaxed you were, if you could just relax and just come down, slow down, and just relax, then you're available for something else.
Things come to you that way.
Yeah.
And what about kids who represent you to Jimmy Stewart when you were there?